Hi Scorpio, welcome to Barefoot Mama Intuitive Reading. This is your reading for the week ahead. Whenever you find this, trust that there are messages here for you. Thank you for your patience. As I took some time off to rest, you all were really sweet with your well wishes and your messages. Let's see what this end of May, beginning of June has for you, or whenever you find this. So with the sound ball message, I'm hearing loud and clear, coming in loud and clear. So you might be like transmitting messages of some sort, or bringing messages through from spirit, or getting downloads. Spirit, please protect this reading. Send any negative energy back to sender, transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please bring clear messages and concise messages through for my Scorpio collective. Mother Mary, please protect this reading with compassion. You have the Indian Cross and Pachamama, which actually came up as I pulled the deck up off of the table, and I just continued to shuffle. So card number 2, card 40. Those numbers might be, ooh, in the blade. Okay. So you're doing like a big cord cutting, and you have deities or spirit guides or ancestors helping you here with Pachamama. 2, 6, and 40, and the number 10 might be significant to you. Let's read Pachamama first. She represents unconditional love that the earth has for all her children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, and humans. She is the goddess of earth, also known as Gaia, who pervades all creation on our planet. Thanks to Pachamama, our timeless soul can experience life in a biological body. The joy and pain we taste during our brief time on earth here are invitations to discover the boundless love of Pachamama. You're a child of the earth. Now is the time to eat right, love right, and be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. Be grateful for your life and your body and all that nourishes you. Pachamama invites you to relish each breath, embrace your joy and your pain equally, and discover love through both. Let Pachamama know how much you appreciate all her blessings with an act of service, such as planting a tree, helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. It doesn't have to be anything that big. You can like garden, take a walk, take your shoes off and get grounded. Just enjoy the simple things, like when the wind blows, just feel it. I think it was Bob Marley who said some people get rained on and some people feel the rain, something like that. Some people feel the rain, some get rained on. So be the person who feels the rain. The Indian cross announces the start to a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day-to-day to that which has until now seemed beyond your grasp. Allow new wisdom to guide you and stop trying to make sense of it all before you respond with a resounding yes. Yeah, resounding. You're getting downloads. Your intuition knows what to do, and you're aligned with the ancestors as well as the earth. There's something here about like the truth of what brings life, of what breathes life, I'm hearing, versus perhaps what you've been in. Like if you've been in that mundane day to day, it's like Fight Club. That guy's in his cubicle and it's just driving him mad. Like this is you getting out of that in some way, shape, or form, potentially just by tuning into these little things more and more ritualistically. You're invited to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power, so take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others, unsheath the blade, and use it wisely. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. So I'm definitely getting this energy of you. The blade can be a pen. You could be writing messages or writing a book, something influential around saving the earth, or like creating awareness around that. But I'm also very much getting an energy of initiation with the Indian cross here, this new journey in Pachamama. Something happened to assist you in what is this new journey, Spirit, for my Scorpio collective. Yay. The Six of Swords. Whatever you're doing is promoting peace, especially potentially for women and children. But this guy is helping the dead to cross the river Styx. So this is kind of specific, or it's really specific, but stuff about like the economy has been coming up a lot lately, just in my signs and synchronicities and in the conversations with people I speak to. You could be helping people like cut their losses and move on to like financial stability, or material stability through like renewing or changing where their resources are going, especially if we're moving from, you know, like our normal fossil fuels into green energy. I feel like the resistance to that globally has been economic interests, but you might be helping people shift economic interests into green energy, like to help tip the scales. That's really specific for somebody. The Queen of Cups. I think you're also helping people because you just are a genuinely compassionate person. I think you have to be kind of a genuinely compassionate person to want to save the planet in some way, shape, or form. But you might actually be, I think this came up in your last reading I did. It's been a little over a week, but you might be just seeing the pain that people go through as like part of the human condition, and not something we can necessarily avoid, no matter like how evolved our culture or our society is, right? There is suffering in living a life on the planet. And so I think that you are approaching people with this understanding of the human condition as one that entails, like Pachamama was saying, like pain and joy, embracing both at the same time, knowing that those are both necessary and legitimate experiences on planet Earth. Interesting. Okay, so what I want to know, and I guess we'll get into it with the tarot. What I want to know is what is this new journey on a practical level? Because we have even the heart space, the emotional space, right? Having a lot of compassion, as well as a lot of receptivity. This is the Queen of Cups in this deck. She's so pretty. Also, your third eye might be wide open right now. But what I want to know is, on a practical level, what does this look like? The dead on this card is also standing out to me as people who are not awakened yet. You might be on some journey to awaken others through what it is you say, especially about emotions. You might be awakening people to the importance of like emotional intelligence in some way, shape, or form. You could be a counselor or a healer or a therapist. Spirit, please clarify, what is this in the practical realm? Page of Cups reversed, Strength reversed. That's interesting. I would usually say that Strength upright means vulnerability. But you have the Blade here. Something you stand for might require that you be unapologetic and unyielding. The Hierophant reversed, especially if you're doing something that's not traditional, which it appears you are. You might be challenging the status quo in some way, shape, or form. And I'm getting like Boeing whistleblower, right? It could be very dangerous in that regard. Like if you say something about an established like like an established, I want to say corporation, if there's information that you have, I don't know, you might be coming through with that, realizing that like people need to know about it, helping people. And I think what you're maybe not seeing about this situation with the Six of Swords is that there's a lot of people who are also wanting peace from the like exposure or resolution of this traditional way of doing things that takes away happiness from, yeah, it takes away happiness from people. It could be very, very well with the Hierophant here reversed. Just the norm surrounding like traditional marriage as well. There, you could be writing a book about like how traditional marriage takes the love out of the emotional contract and puts it into like a legal contract, which like makes it the property of the state somehow. I don't know why that's coming through. Take it as it resonates. This is going to be one of those readings. It just is. So if it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. Pachamama is in your current energy. So the earth is speaking to you. She's trying to give you messages. Queen of Pentacles reverse, King of Swords reverse. This is interesting. You could have been really focused on your money recently, or somebody around you has been. And Pachamama is asking you to see things from a different perspective. The Hanged Man reversed. Oh my god, didn't I just say that? See things from a different perspective. What? I love tarot. Okay. That's exactly what the Hangman reverse means. The Magician. Yeah. So in this phase in your life, focusing on your money and what is rational around that, it's not a bad thing to do, right? But it's not what you're being called to do with your like higher calling right now. What you're being called to do is manifest, using the tools that you've gained from your previous like goes around the wheel of the archetypes, right? Like your fool's journey, probably multiple times. Scorpios, you go through this we go through this death, rebirth, and transformation cycle, and it's probably exhausting for a lot of people, right? Tower after tower after tower. But this last tower has brought you these foundational tools for building up some sort of new tradition, especially around the family unit, especially regarding mothers and children. The Six of Swords usually has a mother and a child being ferried away by this boatman, this ferryman. Something about the role of women and children, perhaps. Um, the Queen of Pentacles can be the woman as the bread maker, and the King of Swords can be the man as like the mastermind, I'm hearing. If you were in a legal situation with the Hierophant reverse, King of Swords reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles reverse, somebody could have paid off a person in the field. I'm hearing somebody could have been paid off with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Somebody with power who is abusing it. Yeah, could have been paid off. But you're being encouraged to look at this situation as something you've manifested or your ancestors have manifested, or even that the earth is calling you into, because you have the tools it takes to like face this situation. What is this situation, Spirit, with the Magician? What are we manifesting? The Ace of Wands. Ooh, I really like this. And the Sun reversed with the Star reversed. Whoa. The Sun and the Star reversed is somebody with like unresolved childhood trauma. I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody else that drives their wishes. It's somebody who like doesn't actually know what makes them happy. All they know is that like that pre-linguistic safety, even if their pre-linguistic safety, quote unquote, wasn't safe, right? Like there was some formulation in their brain of what it is they think that they're supposed to have or need or want, and they don't realize it's coming from a place of like unresolved stuff. This is like trauma that's stored in the body. It's not in the mind. King of Swords reversed, right? Potentially it's in the emotional body with the Hangman reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Like this could be you. I don't see that it is, but it could be. Take it as it resonates. And then the Ace of Wands is here to like burn away with all that fire, burn away any like limerence. This is like limerence kind of somebody who was not given like the attention that they needed as a kid, and so they like really easily fall in love with people, or they like obsess. Let's see, Spirit. Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, they're unstable. They're unstable. Or is this you or someone you're dealing with? The Emperor. I think this is someone you're dealing with. Aries energy. This could also very well be like, right there we had the look at things from a larger perspective, especially with Pachamama. This could very well be like some criticism on the foundations of like modern economic practice. Something's coming to mind. I used to work for somebody who said, like, we can't forgive student loan debts. I worked too hard to pay off my student loan debts. It's just not fair. And I thought to myself, like, there's that quote that circulates on the internet. I don't know whose it is, but it's essentially, if you're wishing upon others what it is that you were dealing with simply because you dealt with it and it's not fair, then you're not healed, right? Like you haven't done the healing work. So this is you shedding light with this Ace of Wands on the unhealed aspects of like the Star, the Sun reverse. I feel like childish expressions of wish fulfillment that are like taking away from the health of the earth, essentially. Even, I don't know, even looking at things like branding is standing out. You might be looking at branding as this way of selling like natural products, right? Or things that are good for you. And then there's this story I heard from a TikTok influencer who he was trafficked into America to work on some organic cotton farm. And he was like, all the influencers who want to have their organic cotton for their yoga whatever, like they're participating in the production of that good and buying that good. They're creating the demand for that. So there's something here with the Emperor, Four of Pentacles reversed, the Sun reversed, the Star reversed, demand. There's something here about supply and demand and like the childishness of believing that we should be able to just like want something and have it the next day. Like this is, I don't know why this is standing out to me. This is such a bizarre read. I love it. Okay, what's the Blade? This is your like initiation read, Scorpio? An initiation read? It's just gonna be called that. Nine of Wands or the Six of Wands? The Nine of Wands. I love this Nine of Wands because in this deck there's like this party that happens, and these wands grow through all of these skeletons, and it comes out their eyes and stuff, and then it covers this tree, and it's like choking this tree, and this tree can't survive. And is she also on a boat? No, she's just cleaning up after the party, and she's getting rid of these like choking vines, basically. Um, Red is the color of the root chakra. There's something here about safety. It's standing out to me that she's a woman. You have prominent women in each of these, and then the magician and the emperor in the middle as well. There's something here about you with 246 coming out, just standing out to me. 246, 246. About you rewriting the story of what it is to have dominion, just period. And it starts with yourself and your connection with the earth, with what's around you. You're harmonizing with the environment, your community. I'm seeing the hand on this magician. It's in the palm of your hand. It might actually literally be in the palm of your hand. You might be a palm reader or see a palm reader. The Nine of Wands. The wounded warrior. Except this woman isn't wounded. She's cleaning up people's mess with the blade. It's underneath the blade too. She's got this giant scythe. You're cleaning up people's mess. Your like vulture energy is coming through. Like you know, nothing is wasted with this energy. Six of Pentacles reverse. No, it's not fair. This, you might be telling people this, just like that story we were talking about with somebody who, you know, wants for others what they had because they haven't healed their own like anger or resentment or whatever. It's character building, right? Like, okay, well, do we want to have characters like you everywhere? Maybe not. It's not fair. No, it's not fair. The work that we hand down goes to the generations after us, right? And if you're operating from an ego perspective where it's all mine, that's this energy right here, then no, it's not fair. But our ancestors, Pachamama, thought 7 generations down, 7 generations back. What we do heals 7 generations back, and it influences 7 generations ahead. And thinking of ourselves in this like instant gratification mode is influencing 7 generations back and 7 generations forward, both in the stories we tell about how the generations before us influenced where we are now, as well as in what we leave physically on the earth for those in front of us to clean up, right? 2334 on the timer. The Emperor again. Yes, you are cleaning up the image of the Emperor. You're cleaning up the image of the divine masculine. Look at this divine masculine. He's got like a metal leg with a sword on it, and he's got a gun. Look at this guy. He's like, I've been through it. Look how happy I am. This guy compared to this guy, I don't know. There's something, he's just so like, he's like proud of himself and happy, and there's all this green behind him which talks about the heart chakra, and it's like broken. The wall behind him is all broken, but it's still standing underneath this wounded warrior card, and there's all these flowers blooming everywhere. Excuse me. What's also standing out to me is usually he's got like this sphere, right, this egg in his hand, and then this guy has this like square with a cross and a machine gun. Obviously I'm not telling you literally in any way, shape, or form to use weapons for your cause. That's not what I mean. But the blade here and the machine gun here to in the same sort of area of your reading in terms of like where you're headed, what you're doing, what your tools are, what your initiation is. Under and the wounded warrior card here, you might be a vet or a veteran, or you may have like exited like gang life in some way, shape, or form, and you're like mentoring people for how to move forward from things like that. Um, Speaking about your experiences, showing people like this is what it's like to be on that side of this like this world plan is what's standing out like word wise. This world plan, these are sort of the secondary consequences of this world plan that we have. These are the people who get hurt. This is how like the disenfranchised are affected. This is what happens when you stand outside of the like the norm somehow, which is perfect because that's what La Santa Muerte represents. That's who she represents, is the disenfranchised, those who live in the liminal spaces in between. The Four of Swords, or on the outsides, right? The outskirts, refugees, peace, laying things to rest. You might very well, like, very much need to speak your piece. The blade here, like I said, talks about writing. Something about being able to express yourself in this way, working with words, or you might be in martial arts. You might be a martial artist who can inspire people by telling your story. Something about expressing your story is going to help lay the past to rest. There's a coffin here. Is this a coffin? No. This is really interesting. These are like stone people, and then this guy is just kind of stuck. As soon as I started reading, my nose got all stuffy. And that's standing out right now for some reason. Like this guy, it's like you feel like you can't breathe. You feel like you can't speak. You feel like you're not able to express yourself with this Ace of Wands. But you have all the tools. It's in your hand. You literally like. What is this? Okay, 2 cards want to come out. The Knight of Cups. The King of Wands. Okay. So as long as you proceed with compassion, your actions are guided. I think this is why you're taking your time, or why you find it difficult, because you're battling your own resentments, your own anger, your own stuff, as well as others, right? And so it's like you take 2 steps forward and then you come up against some internal boundary where you want to just fire, like burn it all down, and you're like, no, compassion, 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 compassion. Like actions are guided by compassion, and this is a process for you of like tempering your temper. All right, what else about the blade in this outcome for Scorpio in this reading? 2 of Wands reversed, step through the doorway. Knight of Pentacles reversed, stop stalling. Nine of Pentacles reversed. That's an interesting card to come out here. You are enough. Over and over, you are enough, you are enough, you are enough. You've got what it takes. You probably are really hard on yourself. You probably think like, every time you take action, the blade, right? It says, don't be afraid to hurt others. And obviously you're not going out of your way to do that. But I think that you're overly cautious in not stepping on toes, in not saying things the wrong way. And I think that's important. The Moon reversed. Oh, this is interesting. It's important, but it's also important to note that it's a little bit, it's a delusion to make you feel like you're not enough. Something standing out to me, and I think this is maybe part of what you're undoing with this message that you're delivering. A lot of the time, people who are kind of mean or real are better liked than people who are overly nice. And I feel like you might be being very, very kind, not because you want to be liked, but because you recognize like the challenge within of choosing the path of compassion. That this is kind of what you're made for. And I think that other people might really distrust this part of you because, yes, a lot of the time, people who want to be liked are dealing kind of with this situation, not feeling like they're enough, limerence, some sort of like unresolved childhood thing. But I think you've sort of come through that. You're learning. I think people see you as feeling like maybe you're not enough or not stepping through the doorway. And maybe even you buy into this sometimes, but intuitively, right? You know, you're receiving like downloads. This path of compassion is like, this is your spiritual action in this world. I'm being reminded of that photograph of the Tibetan, was he a Tibetan monk, I think, who lit himself on fire um, as a means of protest to, I think it was the invasion of China. Fire here. I'm not saying you should do that either, but I'm getting some really intense, like, messages about these sorts of figures who stand like for something greater than themselves. And I feel like you're standing for something greater than yourself. And you just keep coming up against the like the projections and the reflections and the projections and the reflections. And that's why you're able to stand for something greater than yourself, because you see them and you're grounded, Pachamama. You're guided. You've been initiated. The High Priestess, the Magician. You've got some major players here. And the card for initiation from your ancestors. This Indian cross, I don't know if this is the same thing, but there's a show called, I think it's called Ancient X-Files, and there's like a doorway in the side of a mountain that's made of stone, and a lot of people have surmised that certain chants or prayers along with like vibrations could create an actual door there, right? Could like manipulate the matter of the door and create a vortex into a new world. Like, this is what you are doing by like walking this path. Yeah, 10 of Wands. You're like, ah, this is hard. Why? Why, Spirit? Because it is. It is hard. It's major. 6 of Pentacles reversed is not fair. It's not fair. That might be how you're feeling about it too. It's not just the people around you. You're just like, this isn't fair. Like, I don't know how you feel about Terrence Howard, is that his name? But like, some of the stuff he talks about, some of the criticisms about him are standing out to me because he talks about some out there stuff, and I love listening to his ideas. And I feel like the people who criticize him are often like, that guy is so full of himself or whatever, blah blah blah, you know. And it's just like, why do you have to go around like trying to tear somebody down? If you don't agree, you don't agree, but you don't have to like criticize their character. I don't know, I feel like you're just tired of people having to be like over here or over there, like having to criticize and tear down rather than just be like, I don't really agree with that, or I don't agree with that and here's why, or I kind of think this way instead. There's something about the volatility and polarities that you're walking the red road. You might be sober, the middle ground. I'm being drawn to pick one more of these to end this reading out. I really love this reading for you, Scorpio. If it is resonating, please let me know and just put something in the comments, or like what part of this reading resonated. I feel like it's really kind of broad in scope, but I have this just really lovely feeling from it. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. It's like another one of those tower moments. Lightning. Awesome. I don't know, this tower moment for you, Scorpio, I feel like you know it's coming, you know it's here, you know what it's about. Like you've done this before, right? It's all, you've got all the tools. You know this. You know what's going on. The formidable electrical discharge of a lightning bolt brightens the sky and strikes the earth, accompanied by the mighty sound of thunder. This card is also blue and green, which are the colors of the throat chakra and the heart chakra. This is your word, Scorpio, informed by the compassion of the heart, and also spiritual authority with the Emperor here, Pachamama, the ancestors, all of that. Speak your truth. Accompanied by the mighty sound of thunder, this phenomenon has a positive aspect. The light illuminates the earth and the psyche, but there is a destructive side as well. The bolt can burn and even kill if it's too strong. I think this is so interesting with the messages coming through at the end of this reading. You are very cautious about tempering your actions with compassion because you know how hurtful what you have to say could be if delivered in the wrong way. The forces of the upper world are investing their gathered energies to ignite you with new inspiration and creativity. The Ace of Wands. Allow this divine gift of awakening to take root in your being and enjoy a renewed sense of clarity, passion, and vision. I just want to know, what can Scorpio do to embrace this further, this awakening, this path, this initiation, this new like responsibility. Justice reversed, the Three of Swords reversed, the Two of Swords reversed, Six of Swords. Choose peace, especially in the face of injustices. People who have done you wrong, people who are operating from heartbreak, hurt people. And this is the perspective you choose over and over and over again when people project, when people reflect, when people are operating in their pain. You being able to hold the burden of your pain, walking with spirit. It's like spirit, you're handing it over to spirit. You're handing it over the earth. You're walking this middle ground because you know you're divinely like protected, guided, but also I'm getting this image of you just like in your higher self, your observer self, your witness consciousness. And so when these things happen in your day to day, right? Let go of the day to day, like the Andean Cross said. You you're just able to see right through whatever a person is saying to you from their place of hurt or pain into their pain, into some experience, whether it's you being psychic or like actually having that gift, or whether it's just you being like, this person is currently operating from their pain. It's a program, it's a trauma that comes from something that's not even happening right now, right? And you're just very aware of that in the moment, and you're not letting your fire take hold in a way that's going to allow your words to hurt somebody. You're embracing your role here as the high priestess. You're helping to people to heal emotionally, to find peace emotionally. There's something about you holding this space emotionally, and while it's not fair and it is burdensome and you may not feel up to the task, it's allowing people to heal. It's allowing this reflection. You're like holding a mirror up to others. I'm seeing this moon on top here. You're being receptive and reflecting it back, right? He has strength, he establishes. You're helping people have strength and establish a new paradigm in how they like move forward. And you're starting within yourself, within your community, with the 7 generations back and 7 generations forward, the way we talk about the people who came before us, the way we talk about the people who are around us, and the way we talk about what it is we'd like to leave behind. I really love this energy, Scorpio. I love this reading for you. Thank you for being here. Please let me know, again, if it resonated. I'll see you all in the next one. I love reading for you. Thank you.